Hello again and welcome to the Laughter Crafter. It's good to be with you again. Well, I missed doing a craft for you last weekend because I was down in Pinjarra painting a mural on a friend's caravan. She's turning it into a coffee van very soon and she asked me if I would paint a couple of murals on there. So this weekend I'm going down with her again to do the second mural, and so maybe I'll take some footage of that and speed it up and let you see. It's coming along really nicely. So it meant that I didn't do a project for the channel last weekend, but I've done one now. You may remember last time I did do a project with you. It was some polymer clay rings, and they were really fun to do. This time I dug out of my craft stash a little mirror that I've had sitting there for a couple of years now, wondering what I would do with it. And then I had the brainwave of getting out my Dremel and putting a little diamond bit on it and engraving a design onto this little round mirror. So here it is. See what you think. I'm quite happy with it. It's very simple. It's just some lavender. I've never actually done this kind of thing before, but I had a practice on the bottom of one of my little glasses, drinking glasses, and it was pretty easy. I just had a fairly steady hand and did some lavender on this and then signed my little signature there. So it's really, really quick and easy if you can get your hand on a Dremel. This is a medium priced one, and I do use it for all sorts of other crafts as well, but I've just never used the diamond bit to do engraving before, but it was really fun. The second half of this project is going to be next week when I get the wooden surround frame part of this mirror and do something with that, and then it will be finished. But I quite like this. So here is the limerick that goes with this glass etching / engraving. To jazz up a mirror or glass and give it a little more class, with a Dremel engrave, don't be frightened, be brave, and you'll rise to the top of the class. Now you may notice that I used the word class twice, only because I couldn't think of any other word that rhymed with class that I wanted to use. So there we go. You get what you get, and you don't get upset. Okay, here's a joke that goes with today's project. Every evening I tell my family tomorrow morning I'm going to get up and jog for 5 kilometers. And then I don't do it, of course. It's a running joke. Okay, let's get on with the project. Well, I think I've gathered all the bits and pieces I'm going to need to do this glass engraving. So the glass I'm going to use is actually a mirror, so I'm really sorry you're going to see a lot of reflecty stuff in this mirror, like my light and my camera, but just let's work with it. So I've got this very small mirror, which I think is pretty good beginner size. I will be taking this mirror out of the frame to work with it, and then next week I think I'll do something with the frame to finish off the whole project. So I've also got some little stencils, and I'm going to choose a design from amongst these in a minute. And to actually get the engraving onto the mirror or the glass, whichever you prefer, I'm going to use my Dremel, little handheld Dremel, with a diamond tip bit attached to it. There's several diamond tip bits in the kit. I'm going to use this one to start with, just to mark out the outline, and then I'll get a wider one which is going to be more for filling in. I'm going to mark the design onto the mirror with this little fine tip marker. So there we go, that should be it for the project today. So keeping in mind that the outer 5 millimeters of the mirror will be hidden in the frame, so I'm not going to do any engraving beyond about there, and I want something that's going to curve around here and not cover up the entire mirror, obviously. So I'm going to go with, can you see this lovely little simple lavender design? I'm going to go with this little curvy one here, and it's a little bit hard to see because you're seeing double because we're working with a mirror. So I'm just going to keep it very, very simple. Just mark some little dots in here. I'm not marking the complete shape of all of these little cutouts. I'm just sort of getting a general idea. And I'll come back with my Dremel, and this is going to be my interpretation of this little lavender stencil. So here we go, down here, up here. I've got a little butterfly on one of the other stencils. I may add that, or I may not. I don't want to fill in too much of the mirror. You want to sort of have some mirror left to look in. Well, some people do. Anyway, there we go. That's probably it for now, and I think I'll just add this one that's next to it down here, some little squiggles. So I'm going to continue to do this, and you can watch me in speeded up fashion. So there I have the design. Hope that you can see it. It's not too reflective. I'm going to use my Dremel now, so you may want to turn the sound down on this. I have practiced a little bit doing this on just a piece of glass, and I realized that if I turn the speed up with that plus sign, it actually handles the Dremel bit, diamond bit handles a bit better. So here we go. Well, what do you think? It's very, very simple. I didn't end up changing the diamond tip drill bit. I just stayed with that nice fine pointy one because I wanted to get really tiny marks and not a really full filled in picture. Done my little signature down there. I quite like that. You might have noticed as I was using the Dremel that I decided to kind of go outside the lines and ignore those marks that I made, some of the marks that I made with that marker, because I wanted to sort of have these a little bit closer together and curving around. And I just added some leaves in as I got more confident using the Dremel. But it really was not difficult. I just had a steady hand and tried to ignore the double vision I had because of the mirror. I think if you want to have a go at this, why don't you try it with glass, a piece of glass, rather than a mirror? Then you'll just get the one image instead of a double image that you get with the mirror. If you did it perhaps say on a piece of glass that was flat, that would be easier than a curved glass. And if you did it say on the glass of a picture frame and then you drew yourself a picture or photocopied a picture and had that sitting on your surface, then sat the glass on top of that, you wouldn't have to draw onto the glass. You could just see through the transparent glass and use your Dremel and go for it with your picture that way. So this is my first attempt and I'm quite happy with that. That's our little project for today. Next week we'll come back and do something special with the frame. So there's our little project, engraving on a mirror with a Dremel. I hope you're going to have a go at it and borrow a Dremel or go and invest in one because they're very versatile little tools. I use mine all the time. I hope you had fun watching this one, and next week when we come back we're going to tackle the frame that goes around this mirror. Not exactly sure what I'll do with that yet. In the meantime, this weekend I'm going to be going down to Pinjarra. It's going to be gorgeous weather. I'm going to be painting a mural. What are you going to be doing? I hope it's something crafty, and I hope you have lots of laughter as well. And I'll see you again next week. Bye.